There's these two paradigms, and there's two steps to personal development. Step one is optimize the paradigm that you're in. Step two is drop it.
Hey.
Yeah, heading out to the first event here in Stockholm. Kick off the weekend. Gonna be sick. It's like the worst packing job ever. I really hope we have everything, dude. I'm kind of nervous about this. I really hope we have everything. Oh God, we try this, see if it works.
If right now I told you, stop doing whatever you're doing. That could be stop trying to achieve success with women. Stop trying to be healthy. Stop working. Stop hustling. Stop trying to find a purpose. Stop everything. Do you think you would fall down into scarcity, or do you think you would drift up into abundance? And for a lot of us, if we don't do anything, we feel we're going to fall into scarcity. And this is what's motivating us. This is the driving force behind literally everything that we do. You know, it's like you want to achieve success with women. Why? Because you think that you'll move up to maybe abundance, or you'll move to feeling like you're good enough. You'll move to feeling like fulfilled, like I finally made it. You want to hustle because you think if you hustle, you'll move up here. You want to make money because if you think you have money, you'll be up here. You want to be successful because you think if you're successful, you can finally be up here. But what you have to realize is that you're still assuming this is your default. And you're still in this paradigm of scarcity, and there's no way out. You're basically trying to find a way out while operating in that paradigm. And this is what I realized. So when I started out, and just by the way that we're conditioned, this is 99.99999% of society, we're all assuming our default is scarcity. Okay, now, most of us, we don't do shit about it. We think that we're just victims. If you walk out, like that's literally most people walking around kind of sad, dead inside. They all have their excuses. I had my excuses. This is like 10 years ago. I was extremely shy. I couldn't even walk up, if you've heard my story, I couldn't even walk up to like an old lady in the street and ask for the time. Like that was so scary for me, it felt like death, I couldn't do it. Like even like, oh, excuse me, what time is it? Impossible. I had anxiety even like sitting at like a family meal, like dinner, or like Christmas where you meet up with the cousins. I had anxiety over that, because I'd be the quiet guy. Like, oh, so what's new with you, Julian? I'd be, nothing. Like, just fucking freeze. And I had my excuses, you know, I'm like, well, this is me. Yeah, I'm in scarcity, but if I was successful, I'd be up here. If I had women, I'd be up here. If I had XYZ, if I was, you know, ripped in shape, I'd be up here. And that's most people. We have our excuses, we have our reasons. If I had XYZ, I would be up here, and that's how you live your life. And that's how you can kind of feel okay with it, because, hey, you don't have the girls, not my fault, I'm just a victim. Okay? Now, finding out about success with women kind of snapped me out of that, where I'm like, whoa, there's something I can do about this. And what did I start doing? I'm like, okay, well, let's go out, let's work on ourselves, let's work on self-improvement, let's work on becoming more confident, let's work on this, let's work on this. And I did start getting better. However, what was I really doing? Optimizing this paradigm. So I didn't break out of it, I was simply optimizing it. Instead of feeling like a victim, I started putting in a lot of effort, but I was still running away and still assuming scarcity. And I started realizing it, and I'm sure you can relate. It's like you're going out, and in the beginning, like, I swear to God, when I first found out about this, all I wanted and all I thought I needed to be happy, to be fulfilled, to feel abundance, was just to get one girl to fucking smile at something that I said and have my friends see it. And I thought if that happened, I would have made it. And it did happen, you know, and I was like, yes. But then, what did I feel? If I wasn't doing anything, I started falling. And you can kind of realize, like, your default scarcity when anything you do is compulsive. Is when as soon as you stop, you feel like you're falling. And people rationalize this. Like another one is, for example, with girls, it's like you get a girl and you make her your girlfriend. And you feel really good, but then because in your mind you stop doing, you feel like you're falling, and then you rationalize, oh, maybe it's because I need a different girl. Maybe I'm settling. And that's what I experienced. It's like I got the smile, good reaction. I felt high, and then I started falling again. Okay, well, maybe I need more. Maybe I need a phone number. Got a phone number. Whoa, felt my little high, started falling again. Okay, maybe I need a girl. Got a girl, felt the high, started falling again. I'm like, fuck, it's still not working. Maybe I need a more beautiful girl from like societal standards. Got that, fell again. Maybe even more beautiful, maybe more beautiful, until you reach like, in terms of what society would consider and all your friends would think is a beautiful girl, you got that. And you're like, fuck, it's still not working. Maybe I need more of that. And then you start going out and start getting more and more, and you start getting it. And more, like the more you start kind of achieving success in this area, the more and more you realize it didn't work. And this is something that success with women will do very fast for you. It eliminates those excuses. Oh, if I had this, I'd be happy. You start having that, and you're still not there. And more are we also realizing this outside of success with women and just like the business world. You know, with like a lot of awareness right now online with hustle, there's a lot of opportunity online. A lot of guys are like creating their businesses and actually making it in terms of their perspective. And they're kind of realizing like, we're still not happy. Like there's this obsession right now with the art of accomplishment that we're kind of realizing like we haven't mastered the art of enjoyment, and none of us are, you know, we're losing our rationalizations. We're using our reasons and excuses for why we're not happy. Okay? So I did that with women, and it still didn't work. And I just kept pushing it. I'm like, okay, well, let's fucking like go all out with the business. Let's go all out with the travel. And from my perspective at the time, you know, dude in his fucking 20s, I was on the peak of the world. Like I accomplished and had everything that I could possibly dream of having. And that's what's like really crazy. And that was me right before the media scandal. If you think of it from my reality, it's like I'm from a small town in Switzerland of like 650 people. Like farm town, middle of nowhere. And I went from that to literally, it's like if all your dreams right now and validation, you could get it, I got it all. I got the validation from all the women. Literally, it's like women. You're like, oh, they love me. So you get validation from women. Then I start teaching this, so I not only get validation from women, I get validation from guys for getting the women. So if you think about it, it's like, this is your average guy. It's like you sleep with a girl, or you start dating a girl, and it's awesome because you got a girl, but then you get also your little high to tell your buddies about it. So that was me on steroids, telling this on videos, telling it to like huge crowds around the world, and literally I'd be walking up on stage like, and I slept with her. Like everyone would be cheering, I'm like, yeah, like it was insane, okay? So validation, like you have it all, it's absolutely ridiculous. So you get the validation from the girls, telling you you're awesome, sleeping with you, you feel awesome. Everyone's telling you you're awesome, guys are cheering you on for that. You get paid for it, so you're making more money than you could possibly spend, especially with the travel. Like all I have is a suitcase. So it's like I have all this money, I'm like, what the fuck can I do with it? So you get all money and you start traveling around the world. Like my life from the last 6 years has been doing these like world tours, where every single week I come into a new city, give a seminar, clients come on, boom, it's like work on this, and literally been around the world. Like been everywhere I wanted to go. Like right now, you know, someone actually asked me this recently. It's like, say, you know, you found out you only had a month to live, what would you do? And I'm like, oh, I'd probably just like, whatever last, like I'd probably record this content, put it out and die. That's like the last thing I would do. She's like, really, you wouldn't like traveling? I'm like, I've been everywhere I want to go. Like I've done everything I wanted to do. It's like, I did it all. Okay, like the last two places I would want to go would be Iceland and Alaska. Those would be the only two. Otherwise, I've been everywhere. So from my mind, and again, 20s is like, here I am traveling around the world, more money that I can spend, all the girls, all the guys, all the validation, all the like Z-level celebrity fame. And I still felt like I was falling to scarcity. And at that point, it's like you really have, your excuses are completely gone. And it fucks with you. You're like, what the fuck? Like, literally what? Like, what's wrong, you know? And that's when you just keep on. I was like, you know, either you'll kind of realize like, okay, it didn't work, and maybe you'll snap out of it and realize maybe that's not your default, or you'll keep pushing it. And I'm fucking stubborn as fuck. Like, I just kept pushing it, and I'm like, well, maybe I have to get more extreme reactions. And then I pushed my marketing too far, and shit just exploded. Now, when it exploded, and that's what kind of got me thinking about this, is I was still operating in this paradigm, but when it exploded, it went so far in the opposite direction that the only way for me to quote unquote survive was to let go of that paradigm temporarily, and that's when I realized like that's not my default. So I went from having like everything one day to the next to like losing everything. You know, it's like that's when the media thing hit. It's like there goes like all that extra money I had like gone on like different like PRs, like okay, you should say this is how we're gonna organize it. Like the CNN thing, people hate the interviewer. Like he was on our side, friends. It's all planned. Everything you see the behind the scenes of society, you're just like ugh. So all that, so money gone, relationships gone, friendships gone, I said this last week too, if you really want to know who your friends are, by the way, as a little tip, do something that fucks them over where it's entirely your fault. That's when you really know who are your friends. When it really fucks them over and it's all your fault. And then you'll see how they react. You can see like the people who are truly your friends or on the outskirts who were never your friends in the first place. So friendship's gone, job, like freedom of expression way gone, travel gone, like everything gone, and all that positive validation that I was like hooked on just turned one day to the next like negative. And if you're hooked on the positive, you're equally as hooked on the negative, by the way. So for me, I was like pushing the marketing, pushing it. I'm like, yes, more reactions. And then it turns out the entire world's like hate. So that hits you. And it literally reached that point where for me, like your ego cannot survive because you're hanging on to all that. So you have to like let go temporarily. So it's like, I'm here. Think of it like you're hanging on a fucking cliff. Okay, it's like the little shitty drawing. There, no, there. Those are the legs, those are the legs. Hanging on a cliff. And most of us, it's like there's no reason for us to let go ever. It's like we're just hanging on, thinking that we have to keep on hanging on to not fall. And this, it's like, if I just kept hanging on, like it would destroy me. And actually a great book too that I recommend checking out is So You've Been Publicly Shamed by John Ronson. And unfortunately, a lot of people who go through, and you can kind of read many examples of like media scandals, of a lot of people go through it, unfortunately they just get dragged on because they just can't let go. And a lot of them unfortunately do commit suicide. It's crazy. So for me, fortunately, I was able to let go, and what I realized is instead of falling, I was there. I drifted up. I realized nothing bad happened. And that's what gave me my proof and really like, whoa, maybe there's another way of operating, another way of going about life even, where you know that this is your default, not scarcity. And this changes everything, okay? And that's really how I view it. It's like there's two steps, like there's these two paradigms, and there's two steps to personal development. Step one is optimize the paradigm that you're in. Usually we have to go through that. If you're someone who's like extremely fucking miserable, yeah, do whatever the fuck you can to not feel so miserable, but realize that that's not all you have to do. Step two is switch paradigms. It's drop it. Optimize it, then drop it. And this is kind of where we're at now. It's like there's so much focus in the world with the advice where it's like optimize, 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 that no one talks about switching things over. You in the middle. You. No. You. No, you. I'm pointing at you. I know you keep avoiding it. In the middle.
Oh, you can do it.
In the middle. Now, I'm going to point you out, and literally, like, you can even turn towards the crowd so everyone can see this, okay? So, right now, and this is something I touch on all the time, it's like we're all spending way too much fucking time in our heads. It's insane. And you can always see it in someone's fucking eyes. You walk down the street, people are in their heads. There's not that little light in their pupil. They're just like that. And that's how I can even point someone out like you. Right now, present, alive, part of the world, or holy fuck, I'm in my head. Holy fuck, there's a camera in my head is the camera. Okay, hands in the pockets, like 10 cents, like in your head. So what I want you to do here is, I don't know, man, just give out a little scream. Just let loose. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say. Why not give out a scream? Like, hey. Hey. Now let's go a loud scream. I'll even take this off because otherwise, Gene. A loud scream.
Hey.
Now, is that as loud as you can go?
No, of course not.
Go as loud as you can go. Just for fun.
Hey!
Good? However, what I want you to do is you can go even louder. Like this here, linking to what we talked about before, is kind of like, it's that effort and like forcefulness. Okay, so here's the difference. Effort and forcefulness, it's like it doesn't really connect with anyone. It's always like coming from like that different, it's like you think you're stifled and you're like forcing it. So it'll be more like projecting at the person. Notice the difference between this. Hey! Or hey! 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 Different. One is hey, it's like it's force, it's effort, it's at. The other one's like just loose and it goes way fucking louder. That's the difference between hustling from like desperation, hustling from scarcity, or hustling from inspiration. In reality, it's like you hustle way more coming from abundance. You're way louder coming from abundance when you think everyone's on your side. You're like, hey, how's the fuck's it going? Versus everyone's against me, hey, how's the fuck is it going? Okay, so I don't want that forcefulness. I want you to, and we'll go back and forth, and let's do this. Every time we'll just top each other a little bit. I'll do, hey, and then you'll go louder. And just think, just loose. This little relief, this feeling, this like moment where you're like, fuck yeah, like you got this, take it with you, okay? And remind yourself, it's like out there, out of this room, you're back in social conditioning. You're back in a society that tells you the opposite of everything we did here. That tells you to suppress, that tells you to keep escaping. Start thinking a little differently, okay? And that doesn't mean, again, like resist everything that's out there, because if you resist it, what are you doing? You're running away from that. It simply means being okay with it and don't let it affect you the same way. You're still gonna have ups and downs. You're still gonna be anxious. You're still gonna feel mad, but you won't hang on to it. You won't hate yourself every time because you label that as bad, okay? And what do you just prove yourself here with this yell? You already have that inside of you. There's nothing missing. You don't need more references to be loud. You have it, but something's in the way. What is that? Tune into that, release that.
So at first I was very nervous, but then now afterwards I feel kind of relieved, and yeah, it feels good.
What I realized was I've been running away from all that stuff instead of going towards it, instead of dealing with it, instead of sitting with it, letting it come up, letting it wash through me, accepting it.
If you're a kind of person who want to spread your limits and want to understand what's possible in your lifetime, then this is the right place.
The shots come out good, super good. Did the crowd pick in the beginning look good too? Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Live event done, and now heading out to some more personalized coaching, some social anxiety exercises, 3-on-1 all night long. Yeah, just quickly drop things off and regroup for a few minutes, then head out. Then we're here. Grind keeps on going. Grind keeps on going. And we are going to private coaching with Yuri. No, yes, we shall get protein and then head out to the rendezvous. Fuck, are we even going, man? Elite Hotel, Burger. Yep, Radisson Blue. Hotel Radisson Blue. We're going to the Elite Hotel. Just got a little tired. Let's go inside and meet the clients. How's it going? Hey, man. Join, good to meet you. How's it going, man?
Good to meet you.
Join.
Thanks. See you, Jay.
How's it going, man? So we just got back. It's almost 3 a.m. right now. Clients killed it. Like really plowed through some like serious, social anxiety blocks. Seminar was awesome. Hell of a fucking day. Way to start the weekend. And yeah, I'm just gonna, pass the fuck out.